My name is Mercedes Kirkel, and I would like to share a most remarkable story with you. It's a story about Mary Magdalene and my experiences with her, and the story begins in the fall of 2009. At that time, I was living on the big island of Hawaii, and I got a message from Spirit that I was to leave the big island. Now, I was very happy living in Hawaii and planned on living there the rest of my life. So I checked this message out 3 times, and it was very consistent. I had learned from many other experiences of receiving messages like these that it was always best for me to follow them, so I decided I would. So I took a few months, got my life together, and left the big island. The message had not told me where I was supposed to go, and so I went and visited my family, spent a little time traveling, and eventually in the summer of 2010, I was guided once again to Santa Fe, New Mexico. I knew as soon as I arrived in Santa Fe that this was where I was supposed to be. It was very obvious. And within days of arriving here, I was meditating early one morning, and suddenly I had the experience of feeling a very strong energy around my throat, and it felt like I was blocking the energy from coming through. And so I put all my intention on releasing what it was in me that was blocking this energy I was experiencing from coming forth. And suddenly a voice started speaking through me, and I knew immediately this was the voice of Mary Magdalene. And she proceeded to give an entire message that was absolutely exquisite and brilliant. I was amazed at what she was saying. She was talking about what's happening in our world right now and what we need to do to grow at this particular moment in our history. After the message, I was in bliss. It was so amazing, this experience of receiving Mary Magdalene's energy and her words. But my wonderful feelings didn't last too long. I suddenly had the thought, I'm not going to remember this message. And immediately, without hesitating a moment, I asked Mary if she would give me the message again. And so that I could type it into my computer. I went and got my computer, sat down, and she gave me the entire message once again, verbatim, exactly the same as the first message. If there was any doubt still remaining for me that this was Mary Magdalene and she was giving me this message, hearing the message the second time exactly the same as the first completely dispelled that for me. What happened was that over the course of a month, Mary Magdalene continued to come to me most every morning, and I received 25 messages from her. And it was very clear to me early on that she was giving me a book. Her messages had a complete logic and flow to them, and there was amazing wisdom coming through. Not only was she giving me a book, but she was entrusting me to get this material out to everyone who needed to hear it, and I understood that was a very great many people. And so at the end of the month, I had all of these messages, and I began my work of writing this into a book, which has become the book Mary Magdalene Beckons, Join the River of Love. Now, when she started this first message, the first thing that she said was about doubt. Here is what she said. I am here. Do not doubt my presence. Doubt is part of your mind. I am here to help free you from your doubting mind. Now, when I heard this, I knew she was speaking directly to me because I have a very strong tendency to doubt myself. And immediately, when I started receiving these words from Mary, my mind filled with doubt. Doubt of, how could this be? How could Mary Magdalene be talking to me? And why me? Why would she choose me? And hearing these words immediately addressed that and helped me to relax and just be open to what she was giving me. As soon as she completed this, she seemed to change her focus and shift to a more universal message, which I sensed was what she really wanted to be speaking about to all of us. And so in that sense, I felt like she was talking to me, but she was also talking through me to everyone who can be helped by her words. So now what I would like to do is share with you the first message that I actually received from Mary. She went on from this message to say many, many things, but I think sharing this is one of the best ways to introduce you to the voice of Mary Magdalene as I received it. Greetings, beloved. I am here. Do not doubt my presence. Doubt is part of your mind. I am here to help free you from your doubting mind. I have waited 2,000 years to come forth, for the turning of the ages, when the divine feminine can be received, honored, and reinstated in her rightful place as the equal partner and lover of the divine masculine. There is much to be done for this to be accomplished, for the divine feminine has suffered much repression and denial, so that most are afraid of her and no longer know her. I am here to help change that. This is the time for the feminine to come to the front, to lead in this progression into the new age. It is the time of love and honoring of the feminine, listening to the feminine, and allowing the feminine to lead, so that balance may be reestablished and we may become whole. And what does this mean for all of you? You are in the process of learning to reconnect with, trust, and open to the feminine within yourself as your body, your sexuality, your emotions. You are learning to surrender your thinking to pure presence, to surrender your lower mind to the heart. In doing this, the veils surrounding your sacred mind can be lifted, and the marriage of the sacred heart and sacred mind can occur. You are to celebrate that marriage through the ongoing joy of bringing the light into your body, merging it with love, and sending this empowered love light out into the world. Many of you have become alienated from the feminine within yourself. You've become afraid and cut off from your body and your emotions and your sexuality and your feeling heart. It will take practice and engagement of these sacred parts of yourself to reopen to these pathways of the divine within you. It is not enough to think about this change. It is not enough to gather knowledge. You are tending to be unbalanced with your collecting knowledge about the world, yourself, and what is happening. It can be helpful to understand, but that will not make a difference if it is not balanced with practice and action. It is like raising a child. If you are a parent and are raising a child, it can be helpful to read books, go to classes, and talk with others about raising children. But if that is all you do, you will not serve the children. Most important is what you actually do with the children that will make a difference for them, your engagement with them every day. Right now, you are in a grand process of transformation and growth, and you are the parent to yourself. The most important thing is your engagement, your practice with yourself on a daily basis. The feminine parts of yourself have suffered and are shut down, atrophied, from not being embraced and engaged for so long. So now it will take practice and engagement to change that. There are some who understand this, who have engaged this practice themselves, and who can help you to learn these practices. This one who channels this message is such a one. Now is the time to learn these practices and engage them continually. It will take time, but such a short time compared to the eons of time that these parts of you have been shut down. Your body is beautiful. Your sexuality is sacred. Your emotions are pathways to God. Your presence is a blessed gift. Your open heart is the most powerful vessel of transformation, of receiving divine light and empowering it with love. Understand this, but do not stop there. Learn the practices for receiving and transmitting love light through all these channels, and practice this until it becomes a dance, a joy, a beautiful part of who you are and what you bring to all. I love you most dearly. I champion your transformation, and through that, the transformation of your world. In love and light, I am Mary Magdalene. Thank you so much for listening to this message, sharing this amazing experience with me. If you would like to hear more, I invite you to get the book, Mary Magdalene Beckons, Join the River of Love, to hear all of her messages. I believe this will change your life and will help to change our world. Thank you so much.